Welcome to the Record Player, everybody. Scott here. Very happy to have with us today from the Juno award-winning band who have a brand new EP called No Simple Thing coming out this Friday. We're joined by Ewan Currie and Sam Corbett from the Sheepdogs. Welcome to the Record Player, guys.
Yo, how's it going?
Good. This is the first new music we've heard from you guys since 2018. Obviously a bit of a different experience this time around making a record during a pandemic. What was that like?
Once we got into a studio together, it was kind of not unlike other records. It was just like we were supposed to have made it last April in Portland. And then obviously COVID just totally made everything all screwy. And it wasn't until the summertime we were doing like a live stream for Canada Day in Montreal, like a socially distanced live stream where we were like the only people allowed to have our masks off and like they're cleaning microphones and furiously and all that kind of stuff. And we went to a studio in Montreal and just made a record. It was kind of straight up.
Why in Montreal? None of the other albums were recorded in Montreal, I don't think, right?
No,
you just happened to
it was literally what was because we were all I should say that we were when we got together in Montreal for that live stream. It was the first time we had all been together since the pandemic, you know, because we're all stuck at home and some of us are in different places around the country, so we were just separate, you know.
Yeah, the studio is was a friend of Brian's works there, and so he kind of showed it to us as an option, and it just seemed like to really fit our vibe. It's a very, very 70s style studio where we could all play in one room together and record directly to 2-inch tape and stuff like that. So it just seemed like a really good fit and definitely worth a try. And we're very happy with how it turned out, certainly.
From other than the pandemic and not the obvious circumstances surrounding the recording process, have you guys ever recorded straight from the floor before, like live from the floor before?
Yeah, we have we made it on one of our actual albums. I think we've always done like some element of that, but like not maybe as explicitly as this one. Like the last record we made, which is called Changing Colors, it was very much like a overdubbing, like, you know, the White Album or something like that, where it's just like we'd have like a guide track and then Sam would throw a drum track down and then bass and build it up. And you know, this time it was like we kind of like took a really long time making that record. It just kind of dragged on, and it's cool because it's like that's its personality. Like it's very layered and it's very sort of like sprawling, but we kind of wanted to do something different this time. We wanted to make it like more sort of immediate and live sounding, and that's why we wanted to all get in the same room. I think that, and just because people always tell us how much they like how we sound live, so we wanted that to kind of come across in the recording more.
Well, you guys are a great live band, so that does make sense. What, other than the recording process, I mean, what's the biggest difference you think between this new record and past
albums? That's a good question. It's a lot of it is like pretty classic Sheepdogs style. Like if you like us, you're not going to be upset with the sound of the new record. Our lead single, "Keep on Loving You," is a bit of not like I wouldn't say a departure, but maybe a bit of an evolution in the sound. You know, it's just got some different elements that we wouldn't really have used before, but it's still very much in our wheelhouse.
I don't think we have I think like in music, like journalism, everything's about like a band evolves and changes, and like I feel like every music critic wants every band Radiohead where they're like taking a bold new direction on each album, but like we're kind of more like interested in just like refining what we do to like the best possible version and like honing it down so that like we know we want to do like this rock and roll thing, this like, you know, good choruses and hooks and kind of thing, and we just try to like each time we make a record we just try to do it better than the last time, I think.
I want to go back a bit to when you guys first started out. I want to specifically ask about the Rolling Stone cover. that contest. Were you guys the only Canadian band in that contest?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you win that. You're on the. I think it's awesome that I'm chatting with somebody who's been on the cover of the Rolling Stone. I think that's fantastic. How did that whole experience kind of help you guys beginning your career, especially with the U.S. exposure that it brought?
Well, one thing to note, I guess, is that we had actually been a band for 7 years before the cover contest, which was actually a huge asset for us because all the other bands in the competition had been together for like a year or two. I think that experience really helped us. Being from Canada helped us because we had the whole country to a certain extent get behind us and vote for us. And, it was a definitely huge launching point for our career. It was an amazing opportunity, but we also quickly realized that we couldn't just rest on that for very long. So, we were in the contest. As soon as we won, we toured for 6 months straight, and then went right into the studio to record a new album. And I think the strategy paid off. Like that contest was 10 years ago this summer, and we're still here. So, obviously it was an amazing opportunity, but it's, we've been able to luckily do other things and have a long career.
You guys have toured with the Black Crow, or sorry, not the Black Crows, the Black Keys, Kings of Leon, John Fogerty. What's it like being on the road and learning from somebody? I mean, John Fogerty's a legend. I mean, what's it like being out on the road with somebody like John Fogerty?
It's pretty inspiring because he's like 70 years old and he still belts the shit out of his songs. Like it's, there's a lot of old guys we've seen that go through the motions, and he definitely does not. Like he really gives it. And it's kind of like there's a lot of jaded musicians out there, so it's like a real pleasure to watch like a guy who we think is like an absolute master just like bring it every night. So that's very inspiring. There's all kinds of stuff you learn. Well, a lot of these old guys are sober, so that's like another thing you learn is that like if you're gonna party like it's like the Eagles 1976, you might be like not making it till you're into your 60s, 70s. So I don't know, all kinds of things you can learn.
Speaking of old guys, that you guys also got to help induct BTO into the Hall of Fame, the Canadian Music Hall of Fame. Randy Bachman, that must have been awesome as well.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. We had to like do this medley of Taking Care of Business and Let It Ride, and the stupid guys organizing it had like they put a click track on the song for us to play to, but the original song wasn't recorded to a click track, like a metronome track and so it was like this speeding up. I don't know if this is an interesting story, but it was so funny because it's like they had this click track that speeds up and slows down that Sam's trying to play along to.
Yeah,
it's like a nightmare.
It was a total nightmare. I was the only one who could hear it too on stage. So we did these rehearsals with them, and they went kind of like okay. And then right before the broadcast, something happened with the click track, and I could only hear it in one ear. And so I just said to the guy doing Mars, I said, "Forget it, take it out." And we played it, and it was way better than any of the rehearsals,
which were a nightmare too.
Yeah. And then the guys in the BTO were like, "Oh, yeah, it sounded way better than the rehearsals." I was like, "Yeah," because I told them to turn off the click track. It was also, it could like match up with these stupid like videos that people had sent in of them singing along that you couldn't even see on the broadcast anyway. So the whole thing is a good metaphor for how when you play on TV, a lot of other things take precedence over.
It's really
the music.
Play the song. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nothing like it looks on television, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk a bit about music videos. You guys have always been awesome when it comes to music videos. The video for The Way It Is was the baseball game against the kids. The sense of humor that you guys show comes through in the videos. And then you got total opposite end of the spectrum with a video like Bad Lieutenant, which was almost like watching a mini movie. And then this new one with the whole pre-video part of Keep On Loving You guys going up the elevator and stuff. The sense of humor definitely comes through. Do you guys enjoy the video process? Do you think it's important to the success of the records? Or
I don't actually enjoy the process. Like making them is really shitty because it's like a lot of like standing around and waiting, and like long days. But we're kids in the '90s, and we grew up on much music, and we grew up watching, the Countdown, and like when I think of my favorite videos, I think of like Dave Grohl being silly and like in the Foo Fighters videos in the '90s, and like Beastie Boys, and like the Michelle Gondry and Spike Jones, and so like it's pretty important. It's just hard to make good funny videos. Like it's really tricky. So I'm glad you like them, but they're not fun to make.
Well, like I said, you guys have been all over the board. They're not always hilarious. They've been,
Right.
right. You've sort of been able to spread that out a little bit. You guys just announced some live dates. I saw the other day on your Twitter, some live dates in the UK and in Europe. Looking forward to get back on stage.
Totally. We played, I think, 5 shows last year. There's a couple drive-ins, another one where we're basically on the roof of a hotel. And in a typical year, we would play maybe, I don't know, we can play up to even more sometimes. So it's definitely something that was really missing from our lives last year, and European tour. I don't know. I can't even remember when it was originally supposed to be. Probably the fall of last year, and they got pushed this spring, and they got pushed again. It's gonna be pretty fun. We can real show in front of a live audience that doesn't have to wear masks, and can dance crazily and have a good time and really let loose. So something we're really looking forward to.
I can't wait to get you guys back on a stage in Canada and in Ontario. Can't wait to go see you guys. You're an excellent live band, and hopefully by the time you get on the stage around here, we won't have any masks on either, and there won't be only a certain
and no plastic partitions or whatever those.
That would be nice, wouldn't
it? Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah.
It would be like Roadhouse. Nobody could throw any bottles or anything at me. Not that they would.
Yeah, the chickenware. Somebody threw a bottle at me at the Commodore Ballroom in Vancouver one time.
Seriously?
So that's, you never know.
Jesus. One more question regarding the videos. Do you guys still have those dolls from the video?
No.
No?
The person who made them was like some big shot movie person, so she kept them, which I was disappointed. But I will say that there's a new video in the works for Keep On Loving You that has some similarities to that video, in that there will be an interesting depiction of us. So keep an eye out for that.
Great, can't wait. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining us. Again, can't wait to get you back on a stage around here. Good luck in the European leg and the UK leg. You guys have the album coming out on Friday. I understand we're trying to have a Guinness Book of World Records or something with the shotgunning beers. So good luck on staying awake all night Friday. I'll be joining in on that one.
Yeah.
That should be
awesome, man.
All right. Thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for being with us.
We'll see you there, man.
Thanks for having us.
Okay.
Take her easy.
Take care, guys.